I'm Karen Jex, Senior Database Consultant with Enterprise DB. I live in a small village in the French Alps with my family and our rescue dog Belle. I love cycling, mountain biking and skiing, as you can see from the photos that I've shared. I started out my career as an Oracle 7 DBA and gradually became an Oracle 12 certified DBA. In that life, I spoke at several UK Oracle user group meetings and conferences. I started working with PostgreSQL databases a few years ago after approximately 20 years as an Oracle DBA. And as I say, I'm now a senior database consultant with Enterprise DB. I've been with EDB for just over a year now, and I love the fact that I get to help lots of different clients to get the best out of their databases, whether it's installing and configuring databases, designing architecture, or advising clients on best practices. So this just shows an outline of our agenda for today. So we'll look at why we take backups, why we might need to recover our database, what are our recovery requirements, the different backup methods, what comprises a backup strategy, and then some of the different backup and recovery tools. Before looking at the different types of database backups, it's important to consider why we actually take backups. It's not just for the fun of scheduling some extra processes or to use up our storage quotas. Backups themselves are a means to an end. What we really want is the ability to recover our database, and specifically the data in our database if something goes wrong. We'll look at what that something that goes wrong could be a bit later. Data is almost always critical to an organization, and we need to know that it's safe and available. So backups enable us to safeguard critical business data and to recover from database failure. In fact, rather than thinking in terms of implementing a backup strategy, it's actually more useful to think of implementing a recovery strategy, which will be supported in part by our backup strategy. An important point to note is that your recovery strategy needs to be tested. This is important because, firstly, the only way to be 100% sure that any given backup can be restored is by restoring it. And secondly, if you need to restore a database because something's gone wrong, it will be an emergency. It will most likely be the middle of the night, there'll be no one around to help, and there'll be irate users or managers desperate for the database to be back up and running 10 minutes ago. You don't want to be trying out your restore procedure for the first time in this situation. You want to have done it many times before and know exactly what you're doing.